Hey everyone, to stick with us versus her. Today we're going to be talking about Novavax. We're going to be looking over at the chart and kind of seeing what to do. I mean, today it's down 22%. I mean, there's a lot of bag holders. So let's talk about that. If you want to get connected with us, links are below in the description to our Discord and our Facebook group. But if you want to shoot me a text, the number is below. Let's get connected. But first, let's dive into Novavax here. I'm going to go over the chart here. I'm going to go over, why it's down right now. But essentially, I mean, Novavax, I mean, they've been making vaccines for a long time, and obviously everybody, it went up to all-time highs due to the pandemic, and now we're, was hit 331 at the height there, 2021, and now it's down to $43. Now, one of the things that I will say about like people's investment strategies over the last year, 2 years is like their strategy is if it falls, it's got to go back up. And, I've spent some time like, why do people think this? People think this because that's what happened, and because the Fed was propping up the market, and because the Fed was putting so much stimulus money into the market that people had a lot of money to, spend on stocks and, basically gamble, right? But in 2022, people are finding out that you can't just throw money at it and it's going up. And in fact, I mean, if you're looking here in 2022, Novavax has been going straight down. I mean, at the start of the year, this year, it was at 150, 140 area. Now it's at 43, and it's just been slowly dying, and people just throw money at it, more money at it, and in hopes that it goes from 40 to 150. But even before the news today, which, I mean, the news on it had, basically the USDA flagged it for heart inflammation on their vaccine here, right? I'm not saying the word because YouTube flags you and stuff, right? So you can kind of read what's happening here. What type of vaccine is a pandemic vaccine, right? So they're saying there's basically bad data out, and this is causing the stock to plummet because it's basically not safe. I mean, today it hit a low of 41. It's just a little bit off the low. Sure, you could have bought the dip and gambled and made a couple bucks on the stock here, but I mean, before today, your warning sign should have been, at the start of this year, this thing has been just basically plummeting, right? I mean, right before, I mean, like all the other stocks, I mean, it's just been going down. I mean, the stock market, I mean, NASDAQ is in bear market territory, and I hate to break it to you, but I don't think vaccine stocks are the play now. I mean, why do I say that? Is because, I mean, we're not testing. No one's wearing masks. No one's scared. No one's scared of the pandemic anymore. We're through it. And what happened? What got us through is that a lot of people were scared, and they were piling up on the vaccine. But I mean, the vaccines, I mean, honestly probably don't even work on the strand that is available right now. Sure, you can get your booster or whatever, but the price is reflecting future outlook. And right now the future outlook, I mean, is down. I mean, if the pandemic is not a threat anymore. And sure, I know people are still getting sick, people are still hospitalized, but think about it back in 2020, 2021, where this was on everybody's mind, and we did, people were doing whatever they could do to avoid getting sick. And now that a lot of people have gotten sick, the stock has gone down because the need for a vaccine has gone down, because either one, people are already vaccinated, or two, they've built up natural antibodies because they actually already got sick. So, if we kind of take a look, kind of travel down here into Novavax's history, I mean, you can kind of see this is how the stock operates. Every stock has its own personality. And if you're not sure, like, how to view stocks or trade stocks, I mean, the links are below for the UVH Academy. You can sign up and, learn some things about stocks and options and all that. But every stock has its own personality, and Novavax is just like it. So let's take a look. A lot of people don't look at the history. The way a stock operates in the past also indicates how it's going to react in the future, and people always get boiled down on, oh, the data is this and they're doing this and they're innovating this and they're doing that. But at the end of the day, the price is what the price is. So I go to the price. No matter what happens, the price is always going to be true. Today, I could say I could buy one share of Novavax for $43.45 right now, and that is not disputed. We could dispute facts of what they're doing in terms of industry and vaccines and all that. But what we cannot dispute is what the price is per share. And right now, it's $43.45, right? And a year ago, it was above 100, above 200, above 300 2 years ago. And we're people are buying the dip. And this is not investment advice, but this is just the way I view the market. You have to look at what the past is before you can, just start randomly buying a dip. And if you look back here, we can see that Novavax before the pandemic, I mean, this thing was a penny stock. I mean, this thing in 2019, early 2020. I mean, this thing was $3. This thing went from $3 to 100 to 300, and people are looking for that lottery ticket, okay? And a once in a lifetime opportunity such as the pandemic happening to a stock like this. Look at this. In 2019, they did a reverse split to save it from being delisted. I mean, this stock is disgusting. Right? So without the pandemic, what is this stock? Stock is garbage. The stock is basura, right? But people are looking for, if it went from $3 to 300, I can make X amount of money. We don't trade on hope here. We trade on price, right? We trade on price. And going back here, we can see that, sure, it went from $3 up to 300 due to the pandemic. But before that, it's done this exact thing before. So it went from penny stock land, right? This is what year is this? 2017. Went down let's say $10, $20. It went up to 50, and then it went straight back down. Okay? So, if anything, I'd be waiting for it to reach under $5 at this point, right? Just based on that data alone. Let's go back further. This stock went from in 2014, 2015 area, went from $70, $80 up to 300. So if you bought in 2015 at 300, you wouldn't have been break even till 2021. Think about that. You're going to hold this for 7, 10, 15 years to be break even? No, right? So this went from 300 right back down to 80 where it started, right? So let's go back a little bit more. Okay, so this is now we're talking about 2009. This thing went from $10, 15 bucks up to 150, didn't even make 300, and then went back down and kind of settled in here for a few years at 43, 45, right? So, I think, and again, settling in at 43, 45, sure, you could say this is like long-term support, but now we don't have the pandemic. We're in one of the worst markets, the worst start of the markets in the last 40 years. We have record high inflation. Buying the dip right now just seems like idiotic, right? This is just, looking at the personality is like you buy it low and then you sell it when it rips up, but you're going to have to hold on for a while. We don't know what the next catalyst is going to be. For a vaccine stock, we kind of hope that there's not a catalyst because that means we're getting sick. But, this goes back again here. Let's go back here. This is 2005, right? Went down to 13, 20, let's say between 10 and 20 bucks. Went up to 170. After that, cratered. Now, it takes a long time, which we're seeing now. This stock has been going down for 6-7 months now. But just go back. This is a very reoccurring theme. So if anything, if you go back to the stock, I think the lesson is you can't time the bottom. When it starts to flatten out, you will know. And right now, I don't think we're here yet. This thing, I think, could probably go sub $10. Now, when will it get there? I'm not sure. Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave a comment below. Let me know if you watched this to the end. As always, stay safe, stay green. It's us versus herd.